Hi, this is Dan Bullard, retired electronics engineer, sitting on the front deck of my houseboat. It's great. I live here. It's freaking great. This is my view off the front deck. I got a comment on one of my videos yesterday. Guy wanted to know what order he should read my books in. A, don't read my books unless you're like kind of smart, okay? If you're stupid, don't read them. Now here's the thing. I didn't have a copy of Distortion until yesterday when a neighbor brought it back because I loaned it to him. He thought he could get through it. Didn't have a chance in hell. So like a year later, I said, hey, can you bring that book back? He dug around and he finally found it. Couldn't get through it. I loaned a copy to another neighbor. Couldn't get through it. It's not that hard. I'm a published author. I've been published in Test and Measurement World, Evaluation Engineering, and Houseboat Magazine, okay? I got paid for articles there. I used to publish articles and apps notes, we called applications notes, and sent them out to the Philippines. And the guys in the Philippines loved them. They said, please send more. You know, if the guys in the Philippines can read my stuff, you can too, if you're not an idiot, okay? But I don't live with the brightest people on the planet. So anyway, so what books should you read? Well, the first book I wrote, Distortion, covers everything. And I wrote it fast because I was afraid that Bruce Tibbets was going to beat me to the punch. And he didn't. He hasn't written anything. He's not capable of it because he's wrong. And he can't admit that he's wrong. So there you go. Distortion is good, but it doesn't cover any of the laws of harmonics. Now, it actually does kind of cover them. It just doesn't call them laws. But later I formalized them into the Bullard laws of harmonics. Now, my second book is not about technology at all, although it does get into technology. It's The Reluctant Road Warrior. And that's kind of fun if you want to learn about me and what I went through, like all my friggin' travels over to Asia and China and Germany and England and Ireland and all that stuff. And it's kind of fun, but that's only if you're interested in learning about me. It talks about the time I had to fly to Taiwan for a 2-hour class. I had to teach a 2-hour class on aliasing because a customer had decided they're going to buy our testers, and then they got cold feet when they realized I was going to have to do something they don't teach that in college. It's called aliasing. Well, I flew to Taiwan and taught a class on aliasing, had lunch with them, and then the next day flew home. So 3 hours to win a $4 million deal that they later reneged on. So, oh God. Okay, then I then wrote a bunch of articles on LinkedIn, and you can find them, and that's what I suggest. Read my articles on LinkedIn. Connect to me if you want, okay? But you don't even have to. Anybody in the world can read my articles on LinkedIn. You don't have to be on LinkedIn. Just go to my website. I've got the links for all those articles, and in some cases I have backup copies on my webpage, just in case LinkedIn deplatformed me, because you know that they're going to do that eventually, because I'm not politically correct at all. Now, when I got enough articles, I wrote the book Harmonics, okay? And Harmonics and Distortion are basically the same book, so please do not buy Harmonics and Distortion. That would be a mistake, because the first half of Harmonics is Distortion. And if you buy them both and then read them, you're going to be really disappointed. Okay? So, if you want my opinion, get Harmonics, because it contains all of my stuff in Distortion, and it contains 26 articles that I wrote that are appendices in the book. And there are links, as I show you here, there are links to the appendices in the book to explain what I was saying. Now, I said the same thing in Distortion. I just didn't explain it because I didn't have time. I was afraid Bruce Tibbets was going to write an article, write a book or something and beat me to it. And he didn't, because he's wrong. Now, the nice thing about harmonics is it's got the backup of my first 26 articles that I wrote for LinkedIn. If LinkedIn does deplatform me, this is going to be the only place those 26 articles exist. Okay. Now, I do have backup copies, so I could republish them on my own website. But you know, I'm not going to live forever. And when I die, that website's probably going to go away. So be aware of that. Finally, my last book that I came up with after I discovered the Bullard plot, it covers all of the laws of harmonics, including Law 5, which none of the others cover. Law 5 was a relatively, in fact, I discovered Law 5 after I wrote this book, and I went in and modified it. Now, this book, all these books, because it's print on demand, you can update the contents anytime you want, which I did. So, this book, More Harmonics for Morons and Other College Graduates, it's kind of poking fun at people with college degrees, because I'm not saying everybody with a college degree is an idiot, but a lot are, and you know, I'm terribly sorry. I don't have a degree. I don't want a degree. My son said, "Dad, you should get a degree so you can teach." I'm like, fuck that shit. You know, I'm not stupid. What, I'm 64 years old and I'm going to get a college degree so I can teach? I'm done, man. I am retired. I can sit on the front deck of my houseboat, enjoy life. I don't have to teach nobody nothing. This is as close as it's going to get, folks. That's it. So anyway, I think this is a great book. It's short, it's sweet, it's cheap, and it covers everything with Bullard plots. And I think it's really great. And it's the only place I cover Law 5, which is kind of like unknown. Like I said, nobody knows about Law 5. And you can ask anybody with a college degree, what are the harmonics, what are the phases of the harmonics of a distorted wave? They won't have any idea at all. They'll make something up if they, and most people do that. They'll make shit up. But I don't make stuff up, okay? This is real. I'm not an idiot, okay? I know you're going to catch me if I lie. So it's not going to happen. Anyway, got a plane coming, so I better shut it down. So this is Dan Bullard from the river, signing off.